Tougen Anki, episode 19, titled The Voice of the Week. Probably the strongest episode we have seen thus far. And I moved my mic, so if it's too loud, let me know in the comment section below. But all that and more after this. All right, guys, Brent back here for Geek Variants. Cover all things Marvel, DC, anime. You know, we cover a wide variety of content, including stuff like Has Been a Hotel, Fiona Cake, that sort of stuff. If you're subscribed, it helps you find our content easier, as YouTube's algorithm is kind of shaky at best, or if you hit that like button and then hope for the best. But with this recap, we are literally at the calm before the storm. We are in the end game now. See, I got to say it, but didn't have to cover any crappy Marvel content to get there. Literally, we are at the precipice. Shinya's plan has gone off beautifully, without a hitch, without a problem, without a worry, without a care. Shinya has beautifully manipulated both sides to do exactly what he wanted to from jump. And sure, his own Momotaru adversarial captain clocked him from jump. Everything that happened, literally from the minute he walked in till now, has watched him manipulate Mikado to this moment in time where he's going to be able to pull him in. But Mikado, like the episode said, is locked and loaded. The man is basically just your loaded weapon, and it is itching to get used before the big boss fight. So you playing your RPG and you got your best weapon ready to go that's going to neutralize said boss. Mikado is that for Shiki. Things are going to be absolutely insane. And one thing I do want to discuss, and one thing that I do generally hate about most animes, and this is probably a hot take, so, hold on here. I absolutely hate how they treat friendships like absolute breakups when they had two interactions and exchange two phone calls on top of that. So in all, four interactions, but we're treating this as if the world is ending, as if everything that I've known has just fallen apart. And it's like, dude, you met a dude at a carnival and you watched a movie with him. What am I missing here? Why is this like the be all end all? Is this my only friend I've ever made in the whole world? And I know in most animes, our protagonists are usually are lonely people because they're prodigies of some such, or they have, a nine-tailed beast inside of them, or some such, to where friends are kind of a rare luxury. But treating every single individual we meet as if they're the most prized person we've ever met in life. Sometimes people leave your life because they were meant to, and right now, with how easily Mikado has been manipulated, I'm not really seeing the value in that long-term friendship that, Shiki is absolutely seeing. And Shiki is exhibiting weakness after weakness after weakness, which is why it was perfect that he was the one who's being talked to like a child. As soon as he got back to base, it was like, look, dude, this happens all the time. Sure, it's rare, but it's actually kind of funny because, like, you genuinely believed and you fell for it and haven't seen it in a while. It's kind of funny. And of course, Shiki is just outright offended that someone could laugh at his suffering. And it's like, dude, do you not realize you have entered into a war between two agencies that will do absolutely anything to ensure victory? The Momotaro are going for extinction, and the Oni are just trying to get to the negotiation table to be viewed as an equal. This is war. There is absolutely zero room for sentimentality, and there's zero room for weakness. So, button up your britches and let's put on your big boy pants and make some things happen. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to be emotional. No one's saying that. But at the end of the day, you need to start focusing on making yourself stronger. The only people that are ever listened to are the strong and the powerful, as the episode implies. Sure, the powerful control everything going on, but the weak are able to feel more intensely because everything is of exponentially more value because you have so little. The weak can change the playing field, which Shiki at this time is considered weak because he's emotional, even though he's a child of Kishin, which makes him powerful. If he's able to use his emotions to enhance his power, put those two together and melt them, we have a real person who's going to change this whole Momotaro and Oni war for the better. We're going to finally get to that negotiation table that Mood No was talking about. We're going to finally be able to have some semblance of peace where someone will survive. And there was definite foreshadowing in the imagery of the two golden chairs, and one side is a pistol, one side was a sword. Shiki is obviously a symbolism for the pistol because everything he does when he powers up and amplifies is him having a weapon attached to his arm, whether it's just a basic pistol or a shotgun or like an automatic rifle, bazooka, whatever the case may be. He's got something strapped on him. He always keeps that thing on him. He is ready to go. Whoever symbolizes the sword on the other side will be that individual that eventually will get us to that table, whether it be by force or just because both sides are just like, look, we've lost everything. There's nothing left for us. We have to find some semblance of middle ground. This is the best we can do at this moment in time. And Shinya, throughout this, is going to do everything to ensure that never happens. He loves hunting. He loves exterminating. He loves manipulating. Heck, even the gang that he orchestrated to have the head member eliminate his entire crew and then eventually take control using his right eye, which makes everyone see his vision as opposed to their own, and crash his car into a building at like, I don't know why you'd accelerate when you know you can't see. Is that like a weird reaction or not? Because like when I'm driving and I can't see, you slow down. It's like you see a fog, you slow down. I'm not just gonna speed up and just hope for the best. Like, what kind of madness is that? But again, this is an anime. You need to have certain things happen. He wasn't a good individual, and his outcome was to be expected. He was never going to be a main character. He never had that energy for anything about him. He was just a gang member who was way below our Oni and Momotaro clash, trying to make things play out. And with Mikado being as intense as he is, I'm excited to see what's going on because he's even threatening his own Momotaro in the room who are just talking ultimately too much for his liking, which I think is absolutely insane to see because he was so kind and passive and peaceful. But now that he feels that he's been manipulated and played, and the children's lives have been lost, and that there's been a whole kind of gang warfare incited because of the intel that he gave away, that he's so motivated, he's willing to take out his own in order to work through some feelings and kind of get through some, residual stuff that he had going on. It was crazy to see. It's wild to expect what we're going to see coming up. This anime is really starting to heat up, and I know a lot of people have tuned out because it's gotten sort of in a dry state, but we're about to ramp right back up into the good stuff, which is why sometimes I think pauses are good things, other times not so much. And with the inconsistent scheduling, this show has seen, it's made things rather interesting for us, the viewer. But what would be interesting is if you listen to me ramble for 7.5 minutes, almost 8, and then hit that subscribe button. It's the little golden logo right down there, or the red logo down there. Greatly helps us out and helps you find us in the future because you clearly enjoyed the breakdown because you just listened to me talk for over 8 minutes. I'm Brent for Geek Variants. I'll see y'all in the next episode.